London Fidel is saying, can you comment on the unique challenges faced by ex-Muslim asylum seekers? Any thoughts on how this process could be improved? Ah, it's. Do you want to start, Armin?
Um,
I have a couple of things to say here too.
I don't really. I think that I think the process for improving asylum seekers for ex-Muslims is the same process that you need to improve just the asylum seeking process as a whole. Like, I don't know if there's any improvement that you can make to the process that is going to be uniquely just improving the ex-Muslim situation and not the asylum process for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just, what do you think?
Well, I think that there's one really major unique element, and I've heard this from a lot of asylum seekers, is that when you have, for example, oppressed Christians or Christians who are trying to seek asylum, or Christians who are minorities in Muslim majority countries trying to seek asylum in, say, the U.S. or somewhere in Europe, then there is a lot of organization. There's a lot of funding from Christian organizations they have teams of lawyers, they have a lot of funds and everything that actually help, and they have resources to help these people. The same thing goes for any other sort of religious asylum seekers. When it comes to ex-Muslims, there is enough organization, even for atheists in general, persecuted atheists. There isn't really a big sort of church initiative or something like that could help them. And that's why I think what the most important lesson to be learned here, and one thing that we need to work on, to answer the second part of your question, how could this be improved, is really organization. You're talking about, okay, well, if you should they organize, should they not organize? This is the reason that you should organize. This is the reason, because we do need people, we do need lawyers, do need attorneys who can help people like this in need and raise
Right. Okay. Yeah. So when I say the process itself, I'm talking about the people that are involved with the government agencies. If we're talking about activism and what we need to do, yes, we're filling a gap that doesn't, like the ex-Muslim movement, the atheist movement. They're filling a gap that is not being supplied. I agree with that, Ellie. I was just mostly focusing on when it comes to what the governments need to do, or the people who are in charge of like going through these cases. I just think they just need more resources, and they don't need to focus on any case more than the other ones. But yes, when it comes to our role as activists, I mean, we just need to just be there. We just need to grow, and we need to somehow one day come even close to having the resources that the Muslims and the Christians and the Jews and the Hindus are having when it comes to them supporting their people. But again, that's also not unique when it comes to asylum. See, none of this is unique with asylum seeking, because when it comes to ex-Muslims and atheists being there for each other, we're lacking in everything, not just in the refugee situation, the asylum seeking situation, right? Christians are there for each other, Jews are there for each other, Hindus are there for each other. Atheists are not there for each other, right? I mean, this is not an ex-Muslim situation, because if somebody was an ex-Muslim Christian, okay, there would be people there for that person. It's the ex-Muslim atheists. This is it's the atheists who are missing support, not the ex-Muslim. Okay.
Well, the Spartacus guy that Harris Sultan was working on.
Let me just make this point. So when it comes to the asylum seeking process, you need more resources. Doesn't really matter about ex-Muslims. Okay. When it comes to ex-Muslim needing more support, it's not about being ex-Muslim. It's about being an atheist. Okay. If you're an ex-Muslim, Christians, churches, communities, people will be there for you. They will brag about, oh, they stole you from Islam. Okay. Atheists have this idea of, we don't want to create a community. That's what religions do. We don't want to become political. That's what religions do. We don't want to donate money to these institutions or these atheist organizations. That's what churches do. If I wanted to donate to some organization or community or blah, 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 I would stay in churches. This is why atheists are so left behind. This is why, even though we're growing demographically, we're still being ruled by religion. This is why religious institutions and organizations and political party, even though they now represent a smaller percentage of people than compared to before, they're becoming more and more influential with less people backing them all around the world, in the United States, in Israel, in Indonesia, and Malaysia. But this is an atheist problem. This is not an ex-Muslim problem. Okay.
Exactly.
If you know, this is why so many ex-Muslims, like for example, coming out of Iran, so many ex-Muslims, when they pretend, even though they're ex-Muslim atheists, they pretend that they're ex-Muslim Christians to be able to get support from churches, to get food, to get support for the children, to get a community of people that look at their legal paperwork and support them. Okay, so this is not an ex-Muslim problem. This is an atheist problem. But go on.
Right, right. No, I mean, I was going to say exactly that. Just organize. We have to organize. We have to have just resource engines and support engines that are as ready as these hundreds of Christian charity organizations that help, Christian asylees. Okay, let's go on. Music Guy 20 is saying, what are your favorite video games or games? Oh my God, are you a video game player, Armin?
I used to play World of Warcraft a long time ago. Ali, your beard just keep hitting the microphone. A long time ago, I used to play World of Warcraft. I used to be a warrior. I used to be a tank. I was a very good tank. I used to be very popular in every raid because I used to get all the aggro to myself. All the priests and all the, they loved me because they never got any damage. Like if I was in your group, if you were a cloth wearer, you would never get any damage. I would take all the damage. Okay, so that was back then. But then I also I gave up on that. I also like Assassin's Creed, not because of I'm not really into challenging myself in video games, and I liked Assassin's Creed just because I wanted to tour around. It's beautiful. I just wanted to go back in time and enjoy the scenery. I love the scenery. I want them to someday start making video games that there's no missions. You don't need to do anything. You could just go to the market. You could go to the bazaar, back in ancient, like in Baghdad and during the Caliphate time, and just buy something for your palace or something like that, right? That's what I enjoy, the scenery. That's the game I want. There's no mission, nothing. I just want to enjoy the scenery. That's what I love the Assassin's Creed for. I just went through the mission so that I just be able to open new worlds for me to explore, not because the missions were fun. But go on.
I actually really enjoyed that. You were talking about short answers, but I think that this is good. I actually like some of these longer answers. Yeah, I don't really. I'm not a video game guy that much. I do like other games, board games and stuff. I'm sorry, I know that's boring, but just a classic ones. I really like Scrabble. I like that. Mainly just I like Scrabble. I'm a Scrabble player. I've been playing it since I was a kid.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.